Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Big Quickie. As you guys might have noticed, this scenery for today's video is completely different. I am on holiday, I'm in Spain, so it's super hard, I don't have the white screen and we're just going to have to make it work. So obviously midweek predictions is always a bit of a hassle for me, so I'm going to have to do this all in one video, and it is Tuesday today, so they are starting tonight, so we're going to have to get this out very quick. So we're going to do it all in one take, so I might mess up here and there, but bear with me guys, we're going to get some good predictions on the go. Alright, first on the list we have Brighton versus Nottingham, and now my betting prediction going to this will be for Brighton to win, and the odds for this are currently 1.4 to 1. The reason I'm going to go for Brighton here is because Brighton this season have looked amazing. They're going to be at home here, and let's face it, Nottingham Forest just haven't been on that Premier League level. So we're going to go for Brighton to get the win here. Odds are 1.4 to 1, super decent odds. I recommend for you guys to jump on the bet as well. Next on the list we have Palace versus Wolves, and super interesting game. Quite an easy prediction in my eyes. I am predicting for Crystal Palace to get the win, and the odds for this are 2.2 to 1, so super decent odds. The reason we're going to go for a Palace win is because Wolves are struggling. They can't score goals, they just get a draw after a draw, and yeah, they're just struggling this season. Even though I did predict them to win last week against Nottingham Forest, they did win, it was a 1-0 win, however they just did not deserve the win. Wolves, they played like, I mean, I'm not going to say the word crap, but they did play like crap. They were lucky to get a penalty, and especially as they were at home, they really should have dominated the worst team in the Premier League. So I mean, if Wolves can't beat Nottingham Forest at home, I do not see them beating Crystal Palace away. So there you have it. We're going to go for Crystal Palace with the win. Odds are 2.2, super good odds. Next on the list, we have Bournemouth versus Southampton. Now, both teams are scoring plenty of goals in the Premier League so far, which leads me to my prediction of both teams to score. The odds for this are 1.8 to 1, so super decent odds. And as I said, Bournemouth played very well in the last game to draw with Fulham 2-2, and essentially they're scoring goals in all of their matches. Vice versa, Southampton, they did win last week. I think they were the underdog as well, and again they're always scoring goals, so we're going to go for both teams to score. Next on the list we've got a super juicy game. We have Brentford versus Chelsea. Now, as I mentioned to you guys last week, Brentford at home are lethal. Always expect Brentford to score a goal when at home. However, this week's going to be different. They are playing Chelsea, and Chelsea are looking really, really good. Obviously, ever since Graham Potter took over as manager, they've just been next level. Of course, Aubameyang's performing every game, so it leaves me, I've got no choice but to go with Chelsea for the win. Okay, the odds for this are 1.7 to 1, so super decent odds. However, I can see both teams scoring this. However, I'm going to go with Chelsea to win. That's my most confident pick. So 1.7 are the odds. Get on that bet. Next on the list, we have Liverpool versus West Ham. And for all of you guys that follow the channel, I've really been bad-mouthing Liverpool this season just because they've been crap. I mean, compared to last season, they're just not on the same level. You don't know whether they're going to lose, win, and it's just, they've been all over the place. However, the fact that they did beat Man City last week slightly gave me more confidence in them. So we're going to go for Liverpool with the win. The odds are 1.4 to 1, so they're okay, the odds. They should win, they're at home. I mean, it is a risky one, but we're going to go Liverpool for the win. Next on the list, we have Newcastle versus Everton. Now, of course, my betting prediction going to this will be for Newcastle to get the win, and the odds for this are 1.6 to 1. The reason we're going for Newcastle is because they've looked shit hot this season. They drew to Man United last week. They could have won that very easily. They had a lot of chances, they just missed them. However, they will be at home here, and Everton have just looked mediocre this season. So let's face it, I can definitely see Newcastle getting the win here. So Newcastle for the win. Next on the list, we've got a very juicy game. We have Man United versus Tottenham. Now, our betting prediction going to this, we are predicting for both teams to score, and the odds for this are 1.6 to 1. Now, the reason we're going to go for both teams to score, of course, you know, both teams are top level. It's going to be really hard here to pick a winner. Although I'm slightly favouring Tottenham, they will be away. So I'm much more confident in picking both teams to score. Of course, Man United will be at home here. You would have expected them to score at least 1 goal on the day, even though they didn't against Newcastle last week. And vice versa. Tottenham, they're looking really good this season. You would have thought Harry Kane is going to bag in 1 goal at least. So we're going to go both teams to score. Odds are 1.6 to 1. Super decent odds. Get on that bet. Second to lastly, we have Fulham versus Aston Villa. Now, if you guys follow the channel, I did pick Fulham to win last week. They actually played really well. They ended up drawing to Bournemouth 2-2. However, Fulham, they really should have won that match. They were all over them. I think they had 8 shots on target, 7 shots off target. They really fumbled the bag there. So I'm actually going to go with Fulham to win again. I feel like they'll be eager for revenge, and they're actually the underdog here. So the odds for Fulham to win are 2.9 to 1. Super decent odds. So we're going to go for Fulham to win here. They are the underdogs. I highly recommend for you guys to follow this bet as well. 2.9 to 1. Let's go. And lastly on this, we have another underdog pick. We've got Leicester versus Leeds, and our betting prediction for this one is again for Leeds to get the win. Why we're going to go for Leeds? Let's face it, Leeds were very unlucky. They should have beat Arsenal last week. They missed a penalty. They should have got another penalty. They actually played really well, but just came up short against a top-level Arsenal team. However, they will be playing Leicester, so it's fair to say Leicester are nowhere near the same level as Arsenal are, and I can definitely see Leeds absolutely giving it to Leicester on the day. The odds for this are 3.1 to 1. So again, they are the underdog here. We're taking a risk with this one, but I truly believe Leeds will get the result here. So there you guys have it. Those are my predictions. Now, of course, Arsenal and Man City aren't playing this weekend. It's a massive shame. Probably quite lucky for all the Arsenal supporters. They're 4 points in the clear, looking shit hot this season. And I'm actually supporting Arsenal to win it. I'd love to see Arsenal win it over Manchester City. So come on, the Gunners. And that's it, boys. As always, if you liked the video, subscribe, and as always, I'll catch you in next week's prediction video. All the best.